Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your month ahead Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would be eternally grateful for it. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the I was going to say email address, but I got a snazzy new website now. The website address is in the description box below, and you can reach me at www.reydiantreality.com. It's spelled R-E-Y, not R-A-D. With all of that out the way, I would like to bless all of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the month of October 2018 has in store for you. Ooh, nearly went very awry then. Okay, so your actions and your interactions with the world at large. Okay, so you have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles basically says that this month you're going to be seeking to get stuff. It's interesting because this is your actions and your interactions. And Four of Pentacles talks very much about money, about finance. It's also a time sequence. It kind of tells me as well, especially in terms of the next month, so the next 4 weeks especially are going to be quite important for you. And I kind of feel like you're gearing up to some sort of big release. I kind of feel like a lot of you are getting as much money towards you as possible. It's kind of like you're acting like a lightning rod for finance. So it's kind of like you're at the moment, you're not, you know, being a penny pincher, but you're at the moment, it's like you're hoarding money, like you've been a little bit like a little squirrel or a bear, like you're just getting as much food and as much, it's kind of like you're, you know, planning for the apocalypse. Not that the apocalypse is coming yet. Sorry, but what I kind of feel like is you're storing resources at the moment. You're very much about, right, okay, you know, I'm going to do all of the things that I usually do. I want to do all of the things that I normally do, but I kind of see that for a lot of you, this is about saving and saving and saving and putting money away, putting things aside. And it's like, because over the next 4 weeks, you know that in 4 weeks time, you're going to have a big launch or a big move of some sort. The Four of Pentacles also tells me as well, as a time sequence, it could be 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years. But I feel like this is over the next four weeks. I really feel like this month has a very big financial slant on it for you guys. I almost feel like it's coming, you know, like, I don't know, the image that I get is of a squirrel literally storing nuts. It's like you're putting money away, you're putting bits aside because you know that going forward you're going to need it for something. And it comes, you know, for a lot of you, if I didn't know any better, the experience that I would say this is tied to is this quitting your job and deciding to go full-time on whatever your hobby is. And so you're hoarding money and you're hoarding resources because you know that things might not go according to plan. And this is you know, creating that abundance around you, or that little pillow, so that you know you're safe going forward. So your money and your materials this month, you get the Four of Swords. Now, isn't that interesting? This represents waiting, patience and stillness. It represents the period of 4 months exactly, whereas this could be 4 weeks, 4 months. Now, that to me, you've got 2 fours here. 4 is about structure, it's about organisation, it's about doing the work, it's about crossing the T's and dotting the I's. But the thing about the number 4 as well, especially as an energy, it's very similar to Saturn. And what that kind of says to me, because interesting as well, as Sagittarians, you've got you would have Saturn in your 2nd house. Saturn always delivers good on his promise. That's one thing that you can absolutely agree on. But he does ensure that you pass the tests first. You have to do the work. You've got to put the work in. For those of you that have been meticulous, for those of you that have planned, for those of you that have, you know, set aside enough money to last me for, let's say 4 months, you know, so that going forward, I know that I can cover all of my bills and I can beaver away and squirrel away at my passion and, you know, do that and make it turn into something. It kind of tells me that the results that you're looking for now probably won't shape up for you for at least another month to 4 months ahead. we're currently, so October, so let's say November, December, January, February. So around February is when you're looking at getting the rewards and the payback from whatever it is that you're doing, from whatever move it is that you make this month. The payback from it, the not the response, the recompense will come, but it will come in around 4 months from now. So maybe you can use this then as a chance to reevaluate, to say to yourself, okay, well, maybe I'm not quite ready then, or maybe I don't have enough resources to cover me in that respect. Interesting though, number 4, you know, structure, power of routine as well. Is your routine solid? Is your structure sound? You know, your physical structure, you know, are you healthy and fit enough to work as hard as you're saying you want to work? You know, all of that sort of stuff. For some of you as well, it kind of looks almost like you're taking time out due to health reasons. You know, and it might be that this is something that takes you out of action for a while. So, you know, there's all that to consider as well. The communication sector, 2 of Wands, beautiful. Right, so this is actually good. This kind of brings in support for those of you that this is about you making this big shift in a month's time, you know, and saying, right, that's it, I'm done with the full time, I'm going to do this, I want to do my passion, I'm going to put everything into it. The communication basically comes to say that the 2 of Wands is wealthy, affluent people and situations. It's the kind of movers and shakers that you need in your life in order to make things happen for you. So the fact that this happens in your communications, it sees you communicating with somebody that can really help you step into the future life that you're asking for. In terms of the communication sector as well, it kind of says to me that for those of you that are out of it because out of work or whatever, due to health stuff, there will be somebody that steps in to really have your back and look after you and support you, even financially. For those of you that are, you know, making the switch from full-time work to doing what your hobby or your passion or your goal or your own business is, this also says that somebody comes in this month that will help facilitate this. The rewards will still be slow, but you can guarantee that they will be worth it. They will be worth, you know, worth the wait, so that in 4 months' time, you'll be able to look back and say, do you know what? Yes, the last 4 months have taught me a lot and they were challenging, but they've been absolutely worth it. And what it's lined me up for is actually amazing. In your heart and your half, so personal relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, all of that kind of stuff, family, friends. You get the Strength card. The Strength card is another one that's been really active this month. So in your heart of hearts, you know that your relationship, in fact, you know that you're doing what you have to do for your relationships. So for those of you that are partnered, it looks like a partner introduces you to the right person. It also looks like a partner reminds you of what your passion is, reminds you of how much heart you've put into this already, that you need to keep going, that now is not the time to quit, now is not the time for you to give up. You know, your partner reminds you that. Your partner reminds you to school your emotions, to get them in check so that you can continue doing what you're doing. For partners that are, you know, for people that are going through health stuff, this looks like your partner saying, look, you know what, you concentrate on getting better and I will concentrate on everything else. That's really beautiful, really beautiful. For those of you that are single, if you get invited somewhere and you think to yourself, oh, that's a bit flashy for me, or, you know, it's not really the sort of people that I'm used to mixing with, get your backside over there. Whatever this invite is that puts you in contact with and in touch with wealthy people, with affluent people, with people of a different, and I hate this, actually I'm not even going to use that because it's so toxic and I'm not buying into that. For people that are of a different type to you, or a different caliber, or even a different, you know, a different experience of life, you know, go. Because they're going to broaden your horizons in some way, shape or form. And also, they will reveal to you how much your idea, your project, or whatever it is that you're working on can be expanded. And providing it's given the right stage, it can be truly something amazing. Like I said though, this is shaping up for things 4 months from now. Whatever moves you make now, don't expect immediate rewards from it, because it's not going to happen. First week of October, the Emperor. This sees you becoming your own authority. It also looks like you are putting the finer details on some kind of, for some of you this is going to banks, asking for a mortgage. It looks like it will come, but I would be cautious on whatever the interest rates that are being offered. So for those of you that are about, getting a new home or anything like that, just read the fine print, and if you're not okay to pay the interest, ask them to fix it. Tell them that you want the interest fixed at what it is. That's the energy that I'm getting from it. For others of you, this looks like you're in tune with becoming your own authority. It looks like you have decided, I'm gonna work for myself. I'm gonna be my own boss. I'm ready to move into being about me and for me, which is great. It's a powerful expression of life. Second week of October, you get the Empress. This is about changing your environment. Interesting, because it falls underneath the Four of Swords, which is about waiting, patience, stillness. But it also falls next to the Emperor, making things happen, becoming the authority, changing your environment, getting committed to your environment. For some of you, this is about, stepping into what we say, my best life or whatever. But for some of you, this is about walking your talk now. It's like, I've made my plans, I've done all of the planning, I've done all the meetings, I've done all of that stuff. I'm ready to start doing now instead of just talking about it. Great. Third week of October, Temperance card. This is you come up in your own reading. Beautiful. Right underneath the Two of Wands. The third week of October brings you some kind of profound blessing, and it also enables you to turn water into wine, it turns base metals into gold. This is the process of alchemy. It's also about patience. Your patience will be rewarded, so make sure that you practice them. Whatever your patience are, whatever you think, this isn't shaping up fast enough, or give it time, because you will start to see in the third week of October how broad something can be if you can expand your vision and if you can exercise the patience to get to it. Excuse me. The fourth week of October, the Hermit card, another one that's been really active this month. This is about taking some time to withdraw from the world, taking some time to reevaluate, reassess. After the first month of whatever this project or or goal or operation or whatever it is, after the first month, especially in week 4, you'll be doing some real thinking of, okay, what have I learned in just this short space of time, and how can I assimilate those lessons? Underneath the Strength card, this is basically saying, in my heart of hearts, what do I believe the next step is? Where do I believe I need to go from here on in? And asking yourself that big question: what is next? What is next to get to where it is that I want to be? Your key to the month, you get the Moon card. Your key to the month then is basically telling you to take it slow, observe the patterns. If we're all cyclic beings. We all know our own little habits and idiosyncrasies and stuff, and if you can spot where you're at in your personal cycle with this, you will be able to anticipate what is going to happen next, what is likely to happen next. And if you can anticipate it, then that means that you'll be able to to jump ahead and say to yourself, right, what would I usually do if this event happened? Well, I would usually do A, B and C. And you'll be able to anticipate this stuff by really observing what your own patterns are and taking the rose tinted glasses off and saying to yourself, right, where do I not make good decisions? Where do I make good decisions? If this happens, what would be a good decision and what would be a not so beneficial decision? This is about you really asking yourself, where am I in my personal pattern? In the wheel that is my life that goes round on the peaks and troughs, whereabouts am I, in the way that I usually do things? Looks like it's going to be an awesome month. Let me know how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month, and I'll see you very soon for more videos. Take care.